This is OneWrestling.com, 24/7 wrestling news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. I am the mark of the masses. I am the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay to talk some TNA today. And today we're going to talk TNA pay-per-view, No Surrender 2012. Bound for Glory is a month away. This is their biggest show. We find out who Austin Aries will face for the World Heavyweight Championship. We jump right in with a video recap of the BFG series. And we jump in again, and we see the first match being Samoa Joe versus Jeff Hardy, which was a very entertaining match. A lot of back and forth action, like I always say. A lot of high flying, from Jeff Hardy, and a lot of submission attempts and big bumps by Joe. We go towards the end of the match, and we see Joe basically going for a muscle buster. Jeff Hardy fights him off. Then Hardy goes for a tornado DDT. That's blocked. Jeff Hardy hits him with a twist of fate. He goes to the top rope. You think he's going to hit him with the Swanton Bomb, but no. Joe actually stops that, cuts him off, and grabs him for the muscle buster. Hardy is able to take Joe down into like an armbar. And again, during the match, they were selling their arm. Both of them actually have arm injuries, shoulder injuries. They were selling it the whole match. They definitely told a story, I feel. I would like to know what you guys think. Leave a comment below of this match. But I feel like they really sold their injuries very well. But anyway, so basically has him down in the armbar. Joe breaks out and somehow ends up pinning Jeff Hardy, or attempting a pin on Jeff Hardy. Only gets a 2 count. Hardy ends up turning it around, rolls him up for a 1, 2, 3. Jeff Hardy actually wins this match, and we move on to the next match, which is a doozy. Okay, so now we have the Bully Ray versus James Storm match, and a lot of stuff went down in this match. We're going to quickly go down the line. So basically, before the match starts, and I'm going to quickly get into a topic. I want to know what you guys think. Again, this is opinion-based only. This is my opinion. I would like to know what you guys think. Please leave a comment below. Anyway, so a chant broke out, and I noticed this during the pay-per-view, and the chant was, "Devon is better." Now, Devon is gone from TNA, along with the television title. Now, there's talk, or I've read in various websites that there is talk that they may just eliminate the television title. I think it's a bad move. I think every single wrestling organization should have a secondary championship, a belt that you put on someone to help build or to see if they can hold the title and make a run as a champion. It's a good building tool. And I think the television title is a title you put on this guy, and you have him defended every single week on TV. That's why it's called the television title. And you see where it goes. Maybe Bully Ray, they throw the title on Bully Ray, and Bully puts the title over. He does really good. And eventually, he gets a world championship run. Or you put it on an up-and-coming young guy and see whether he has what it takes to be a world heavyweight champion down the line. I would like to know what you guys think. Please leave a comment below. But again, we're talking the pay-per-view. We move on, and we'll jump into the match, and we see James Storm. James Storm accidentally splashes Hebner, the referee, in the corner. Hebner goes down. Bully hits the Bully Bomb, but there's no referee to count. So a second referee comes out. Of course, what happens? This happens all the time in TNA. The second referee goes down because Cowboy James Storm accidentally hits him with a forearm shipper to the face. He's down. Boom. Done. So he hits the last call, but there's no referee. Nobody to count it down. So what happens? Well, our boy Bobby Roode comes down to the ring, and Bobby Roode, says basically to James Storm, "Sorry about your damn luck." Hits him with a beer bottle while both referees are down. Puts Bully Ray's arm over Cowboy James Storm. Referee recovers. 1, 2, 3. Bully Ray goes over Cowboy James Storm. I would like to know what you guys think. That shocked the living heck out of me. I did not expect Bully Ray to go over that way. And the funny thing is that, all right, we'll get into it later because, again, I really want to emphasize on the fact that I think Bully Ray needs to have a title run eventually. I think he deserves it. I'd like to know what you guys think. But this basically sets up what I think is the culmination, hopefully the end of a really good feud between Cowboy James Storm and Bobby Roode. It's probably going to end at Bound for Glory, but we're going to see. We move on. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this match. It was relatively a decent match. It was the Knockouts title match between Tara and Miss Tessmacher. We basically go and we see Taryn Terrell again as the referee. Decent match, nothing special. We have Tara, who basically goes for a couple of pins. She gets frustrated. I actually thought it was going to be a heel turn. I don't know if it was going to be Tessmacher. I wasn't sure if it was going to be Tara. I thought there was going to be something a little more spectacular that would happen to be the girls tonight, but nothing really happened. It was basically, Tara actually goes for the Widow's Peak, and then we have Tessmacher who slides out, rolls her for the pin. That's it. That's all we got. And after the match, I thought somebody was going to get smacked. Tessmacher actually extended her hand to Tara, to say, hey, great match. And Tara actually shook it and walked away. That's it. Well, that's the end of that Knockouts review. We move on. So now we go backstage and we see Bobby Roode is taken away by the police. And as we go to the ring, Taz actually mentions that not only Roode but Storm have been both taken away by the police. Okay. So we have Austin Aries, TNA World Heavyweight Champion, call out the Aces and Eights. And he, in particular, the arm breaker. Now, I actually have a really good idea of who this guy is, but nothing is confirmed. Actually, I kind of know who this guy is, but again, nothing is confirmed, so I can't really say at this very moment who the big guy is. Let's just say he kind of has a big red past. Anyway, we move on to the match. I would like to know what you guys think, who you think it is. But I know who it is, but I can't say it yet. Anyway, so we move on, and finally, Austin Aries is in the ring, and he's dressed in street clothes, ready to rumble. He calls down the Aces and Eights, the big guy, and the big guy actually comes down, takes his time, and we jump into it, and it wasn't a match, it was a fight. They basically beat the living hell out of each other. At one point, we see the big guy, or the arm breaker, pick up Austin Aries into a powerbomb. He's holding him up, and Austin Aries pulls a bag of powder, or like the old salt that they used to use back in the days, and throws it in the guy's eyes. They both come down onto the mat. Austin Aries then just begins to beat the living hell out of this guy. They go up and down the ramp. The big guy brings a chair into the ring, and while this is happening, Austin Aries hits him with a freaking roll of quarters. Knocks him the hell out. So while this is all happening, the Aces and Eights all come into the ring and attack. Well, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, Rob Van Dam, AJ Styles, they all come down to the ring, and these guys are gone. These guys just get the hell out of there. So basically, Hulk Hogan wants Aces and Eights. He calls the cops again. Aces and Eights are to be removed from the building. He does not want them in the building. So we go on to the TNA X Division match, or X Division title match between Sanjay Dutt and Zema Iron. Now, I love Sanjay Dutt. I think he's fantastic. I think Zema Iron is a really good character in the ring. Very good ring worker. I think, and again, I'm not a professional wrestler. I'm not criticizing Zema Iron. I do see sometimes that he tends to kind of hurt the other guy. Anyway. But this match, I feel, was kind of high on the card. It was the 5th or 6th match, and I can't really remember. But anyway, it was a good match. It was what it was. It wasn't anything spectacular. We jump into the match, and we see Sanjay Dutt, who basically springboards onto the shoulder of Zema Iron. So before we go on to the RVD Magnus match, we get a video promo for the Bound for Glory series, and then or for Bound for Glory, not the series, but the actual pay-per-view. And we go backstage. We see Hulk Hogan, who's talking to the police, and is basically stating that he wants the place locked down. We go backstage and we see JB and we see Al Snow and the trainers actually looking over Jeff Hardy. And it doesn't look like Jeff Hardy is going to be able to compete. Then Magnus comes down and basically cuts a promo saying that it's Rob Van Dam's fault. I don't know. Anyway, it was a really good, solid match. Again, I'm not going to really get into the match as much. Basically, RVD hits Magnus with a 5-star frog splash for a clean pin 1, 2, 3. Now, this is my question. From last week, it appeared that they were trying to build Magnus up to have a feud with Samoa Joe. So my question is, and again, I'm not criticizing, I'm not a writer, but why would you have Magnus lose clean against Rob Van Dam? And another thing, I've watched other people on YouTube, I read the blogs, and people really put down RVD. And for the last couple of weeks, I honestly feel that RVD has had some really good matches. I would like to know what you guys think. I actually think that RVD carried this match, even though Magnus did a fantastic job. But RVD was the star of this match. I think he's if you look at him, he's in really good shape. He's wrestling really good matches, and he's doing what a veteran is supposed to do. Now, would I put him over Magnus? No. Would I have had Magnus win, maybe cheating? Putting over the fact that he's a heel? Absolutely. But again, I'm not a writer. I would like to know what you guys think. Again, it is my opinion. But RVD goes over Magnus clean, and I actually didn't agree with the way this match went. I would have went with it a different way. I would like to know what you guys think when we move on. Now, again, I mentioned in a previous video, on my last video, that TNA it looks like they're really putting an emphasis on the tag team championships. And this was actually one of my favorite, or if not my favorite match of the night. I think it was my favorite match of the night. The tag team title match with Kurt Angle, AJ Styles against Kazarian and Daniels. Now there were reports that Kurt Angle had a hamstring injury and that he may not be able to compete. But Kurt Angle tweeted basically that the leg injury aside, it's not going to stop him from wrestling. And I have to say that during this match, I didn't really notice that he had a leg injury. It was a really solid match. We're going to jump right in. We're going to see AJ, who's hung up at the top rope, and Kaz with this ridiculous bump off the top. AJ barely kicks out of the pin. Then Kaz actually comes and he's making fun of AJ Styles. But Kurt Angle comes in. He makes a save. Kurt Angle actually hits him with a clothesline, hits Daniels with a clothesline. They both go down to the floor. Angle then is checked on by the referee. Now, I don't know if it was a sell job or anything, but obviously Angle was hurt during this match. I didn't notice it, like I said, until towards the end. I don't know if it was a sell job or anything like that. But anyway, we have AJ Styles who's trying to go for the Styles Clash, and Daniels, who actually came to the ring with a martini glass, throws the martini in the face of AJ Styles, and he gets rolled up for the 1-2-3. Now, here's the thing. If Angle wasn't hurt, do you guys think that Angle and AJ would have won the tag team titles? Do you think they should win the tag team titles? Do you see another team who may potentially, maybe Hernandez and Chavo? But anyway, I really like the fact that the titles have been on AJ, on Kaz and Daniels for some time. I love the way they keep on going over as heels. I think Daniels is a 10-time better heel. Is a great heel, and I think he does great mic work. And I think them as a team really work together. And I would like to see a title chase. Obviously, I think Kurt Angle and AJ Styles would make a phenomenal team. You have the power and the wrestler, and Kurt Angle and the high flyer, and the flash with AJ Styles. Perfect team. But again, they're putting emphasis on the championship, the tag team titles. It is important. These guys have held it a long time. Who do you think is going to beat these guys? We're going to move on. But excellent match. One of my favorite matches of the evening. We move on. So now we go and we have a video package of what happened during the night. And we go backstage and we see Hulk Hogan talking to the police. And basically, before the match, the police fill the arena and they surround the ring. And they're spotted all over the arena. And we go back and we see Bully Ray getting into the ring, and then Jeff Hardy's music hits. No Jeff Hardy. And then Jeff Hardy's music hits again. No Jeff Hardy. So basically, Hulk Hogan, comes down to the ring, and this was, hear me out here. Hulk Hogan basically comes out and he says, "Brother, I got a problem with you, dude. It's between me and you, Bully." And at that point in juncture, I actually thought that Bully Ray, that Hulk Hogan was going to say, "You're the leader of the Aces of Eights, brother." I found out, and I actually thought that Bully Ray was going to be, outed as the leader of the Aces of Eights. But actually, Hulk Hogan basically said, "Look, man, give me 4 days. This match can't happen right now. Jeff Hardy can't compete. We're not going to have the referee, count to 10, and let's do it the right way." And Bully Ray looked like he was about to tell Hulk Hogan to go to hell. But as they're going back and forth and discussing what should be and what shouldn't be, Jeff Hardy comes down to the ring. And Jeff Hardy was slowly coming down the ring. His arm was hurt. He couldn't even high five the fans. He was, Anyway, a phenomenal match. For the Sanjay Dutt match and the Knockouts match and the RVD match weren't great matches. I think this match and the tag team title match actually made the night for me. I would like to know what you guys think. Really, really phenomenal match. I mean, there were multiple finishers going back and forth, and there were like 1,000 close two counts. Basically, I mean, there were times where that I actually said, "Oh, match is over." Excuse me. And I thought Bully Ray was going to go over. Now, again, I actually thought Bully Ray was going to go over. I thought Bully Ray, and I still think Bully Ray may have something to do. May be one of the leaders of the Aces of Nates. I don't know for sure, but I don't know. I'm starting to lean towards Bully Ray. But we go and we find Bully Ray basically getting cleanly pinned after like the third Swanton bomb. I mean, Jeff Hardy hits him with back-to-back twist of fates. He got hit with the Whisper in the Wind. I mean, it was just such a good match. I really enjoyed the match. But the funny thing is, and I don't know if you guys noticed, I could hear nothing from the crowd. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I wasn't hearing it. But I thought the crowd was like, either they were so into the match that they didn't make a sound, or they were just not into it. I thought this match was really good. I want to know what you guys think. But basically, Jeff Hardy goes over Bully Ray, and after the match, the pyros go off. Jeff Hardy is going to face Austin Aries for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, wouldn't it be an interesting twist if Jeff Hardy's, I don't know, if his injuries don't allow him to compete? It's funny how, it's kind of like the same thing, Bully was accusing Cowboy James Storm of. Everybody that would go up against Cowboy James Storm would get taken out. Well, Jeff Hardy almost got taken out. And the kid showed, and Jeff Hardy's not a kid, but he showed a lot of heart during this match. Phenomenal match. I thought if I gave this pay-per-view a rating out of 5 stars, maybe about 2.5, maybe 3. I really hope Bound for Glory is everything they're building it up to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Ray's Wrestling Show. I always say this. I would do this for a living, but if I can't, I would do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, follow us here at onewrestling.com or YouTube /OneWrestlingVideo. Follow my good friend Bill Apter. Follow Lady B from the NYC. They are phenomenal at what they do, ladies and gentlemen. Follow me on Twitter at Big Ray's Show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am out. I will see you this week for Impact. Peace.